How's it going, everybody? Hope you're having a good day so far. It's OC Busman here, and I'm back for another overview of a service change. This time we'll be doing the June service change for OC Bus, which is going to be happening on June 14th, so it's upcoming Sunday from now. And usually whenever I do these kind of overviews, I would have the physical copy of the bus book. But unfortunately, because of the recent COVID-19 pandemic that's been happening, apparently there won't be any physical bus books for the meantime, so I'm gonna have to do a screen recording for now from my laptop. And luckily they have it online. This is what the front cover looks like. Not too much in the way of design. As you can see, it just says OC Bus. And basically, ever since mid-March, when Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency because of the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of businesses have started shutting down. And because of that, a lot of people, less people have been taking the bus. And because of that, OCTA has had to reduce it to a Sunday schedule every day. So this way it still has some service for essential workers that still have to use it, while keeping the health of its bus drivers who are over 65 or live with families who have to stay home and stay safe. So they've only been operating around 40% of their service Sunday schedules. Now, starting on Sunday, June 14th, they'll be switching to a modified Saturday schedule, operating Monday through Saturdays, while a Sunday service will not just be on Sundays. So it'll be kind of a little bit closer to a normal service change. Some of the key highlights are weekday service on limited routes, so some of the weekday only routes, such as the 76, 82, 85, 87, 86, and then we have other routes like the 123, the 177, 178, 167. All of those routes that run only weekdays, those are all coming back starting on Monday, June 15th. Unfortunately, there's some routes that are still not coming back. I'll show you those routes in just a second. As I said not too long ago, regular Sunday service continues. Service suspended on some routes, so I'll show you those in just a second. And also new COVID-19 guidelines, which I'll explain to you shortly. For now, let's head down. Okay, so here's the overview. Let's get this. As you can see here, Monday to Saturday, there's going to be modified routes on most routes. You'll notice here that for routes 1, 29, 30, 37, 38, 42, 43, 47, 50, 53, 55, 60, 64, 66, 70, those routes will have extra trips added to allow for social distancing. Because in the last several months, they've actually had to put extra unscheduled trips on some of those routes. And then in some cases, they even put 60-foot buses on routes 43 as well as 60. Because since a lot of people still use it, mainly essential workers, they need to add extra space to make sure that people are still socially distancing from each other, maintaining 6 feet apart. So all these routes will still be running. And then for weekdays, as I said earlier, all of these weekday routes, as well as the 400 series routes that connect with Metrolink trains, 453, 463, 472, 473, and 480. Those will still be running on weekdays along with these other routes. And then, since we're switching to Saturday schedule every other day, Sunday service will go back to normal. Now, there are some routes that are still not going to be coming back. Those are being the 53X, 57X, and the 64X. Those three being the limited stop routes that operate from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays. The 150 won't run. That goes through Santa Ana, Costa Mesa, mainly because of other routes being available in that same area. We also have routes 206 and 213 those take you across Orange County. Those are also still not going to be running. We have some of the other Bravo routes. The 543 and the 543 is still going to be running, but unfortunately the 529 and 560, which are weekday only routes, are still not going to run. And also, most importantly, the express routes 701 and 721 to Los Angeles, and 794 that goes to Riverside to South Coast Metro, still not going to operate. And for now, hopefully by October or sooner, those will come back. But for now, I forgot to show you the riding guidelines. So if you're riding OC bus, they have a rear door boarding. And this next part is kind of confusing because they're telling you that you should still have a bus pass when you're required to ride. But the thing is, there isn't really, I've been on a couple buses lately and they're still not checking it. They're just accepting you, they just let you board and they don't ask anything. And they say to buy a bus pass, but there isn't really many places where you can get a bus pass. You can go to Ralph's or Northgate, or you can even go to the OCTA store in Orange, right near Main Place. Or you can also use the OC Bus mobile app, which is available on the App Store. But even if you have those, there isn't really any way that they check your fare. Even if you show them from behind, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, there's agencies like Foothill Transit and Omni Transit. Well, actually, Omni Transit seems resumed fare collection, but Foothill Transit has suspended fares. Metro hasn't really suspended their fares. They've only said that they've only had rear door boarding, but they haven't said anything official on suspended fares. And also, two other tips. So leave a row or seat in between other passengers. And most importantly, please wear a face mask whenever you're on a bus, or any bus around State Health, to help protect the health of everyone, especially since the AC systems are on and it might transmit the virus. With that, let's go over the schedule. I'm not going to go through the whole book because I'm mainly going to focus on some of the routes that have changes added. So here we are on Route 1. Now they've only added one extra trip from Newport Transportation Center all the way to PCH in Dana Point Harbor on weekdays southbound from 6:55 to 7:42. 21 trip that they've added. As for the northbound, there's nothing extra. It just says all dues. Here's the 26. You can see the 26 has nothing, no changes. Now here's the 29. Okay, good. Here we go. Here's the 29. So, 29 is one of the bigger routes that have trippers added. One of these extra trips, I'm gonna highlight it. Let me see if I can adjust this. Here we go. So, 542. This is one of the extra trips, and then they have another one at 620. Here's the two northbound, and they also added some trips southbound. There's other northbound trips. There's one at 402. Yeah, 402. And then there's another one at 417. Yeah, 402 and 417. So it's those two. And then let me show you the southbound extra trips that they've added. So let's look at the southbound 29. Yeah, here's this one at 617. And then there's another one at 649 from Buena Park to Huntington Beach. And then here's another one at 3:08 p.m. from Buena Park. And then another one at 3:28 again from Buena Park. So that's going to be that. So that's the 29. And also, if you're wondering, for those of you who don't know, you'll notice how there's trips through that say A. Well, the short-term trips from Buena Park to Huntington Beach are 29A trips, and those trips go, they're designated 29A because they also serve the Golden West Transportation Center. The regular 29 does not go there, it just goes straight up to the Beach Boulevard. Anyway, let's get to our next route. This is 30. So 30 is pretty interesting. So notice how there's two buses right here, one at 650 and another 651. 651 is unless picked up and on. And note that VLCT route is from Anaheim to Los Cerritos Center. And you see your Cerritos, so it connects with a couple of Long Beach Transit buses and MTA routes 62 and 577. So, for the eastbound, they'll have one extra trip. But for westbound, 30, you're gonna see, just a second, you'll notice I'm starting at 2:42 in every half hour. You'll notice there's a half-hour frequency going westbound, lasts until 5:18. And then from there, it's mainly from 2:42 to 4:30 is where you have 30-minute frequency on 30. So that's 30. Next up is 33. Not a lot of changes here, other than the fact that 33 has a slightly different schedule on Saturdays and Sundays. So on Sundays, usually would have an 8:30 departure from Fullerton Park and Ride. But on Saturdays, it has a 7:18 a.m. departure. Otherwise, it's not much different frequencies, around 70 minutes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 75 minutes. So let's keep on going. The 35 isn't much different. On the Saturday schedule, it's 45-minute frequency, but Sundays it's only 50-minute frequency. 37 has a couple of other changes. You'll notice there's a couple of trips added. I believe it has a 22 or 23-minute frequency in the morning and afternoon. And then on Saturdays, it has a similar schedule, but there's less trips. 45-minute frequency. Well, on Sundays it's 50-minute frequencies. And then the 38 has a couple of more changes added. With 38, we have 25-minute frequencies for this is eastbound, so 25-minute frequencies from 5 a.m. all the way until 12:30 or so. And then for the rest of the day, it's like it's a 50-minute frequency. So it's 15-minute frequency in the afternoon. And then for the westbound 38, it's similar, but it's the other way around. Westbound, it's 50-minute frequency until around 12, and then you have 20 to 30-minute frequencies for the rest of the day. 20-minute frequency, excuse me. That's 38 going to Lakewood. And then you can see how I'm gonna point out something interesting, because Saturday's schedule is 50 minutes, but on Sundays it's 45 minutes. Usually it's the other way around, where some routes have a little bit more service on Saturdays than Sundays, but it's the other way around with the case of 38. Next up is the 42. So 42, they've added one extra trip at 5:45. Nothing else, really. And then 42 westbound. They did this trip at 5:42. And then they've added another trip at I think another trip at 4:30, yeah. So that's the 42. Next is 43. So the 43, typically it's in the morning there's a frequency of 20 minutes. But then they'll have some extra trips added in the afternoon. For instance, there's one here at 119. You'll see an extra trip at 119 that's added here. And another trip at 303. Northbound. There are a couple of trips added on northbound. But then when we get southbound, it's kind of interesting. So notice, kind of Let's see here. Let's get closer a little bit. Here we go. You can hear it from 4 a.m. all the way down to around 6:49 or so. You'll notice it's a almost 10-minute frequency on 43 southbound. Usually it's only 20-minute frequency going southbound. This is one of the busier routes. I think it's the second busiest, I believe, after 57. I'm not sure, yeah, but it is one of the busiest routes, passing through Fullerton Transportation Center and then Disneyland, all the way down to Costa Mesa. So that's 43. Not much else. We added trips. Yeah, they didn't add anything southbound. This is Route 46. There's nothing here. For the 47, let's get to a better shot here. Let's start here. So, for the 47, you'll notice here there's an extra trip at 505 from Balboa and 23rd all the way to Fullerton Transportation Center. And then there'll be another one found. We got a good position here. Here we go. So this is another trip from 143 to 401. And then there's another one at 215. Interesting, there's actually a little bit of an error right here. So notice how there's 253, but then it goes to 339, 350. This is kind of weird. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, that's a little bit of an error right there on the map, but anyways, there's an extra trip added. And you'll see another trip at 310 being added. And then that's that. So that's the 47. Oh, let me show you the south on 47. Let's get down quickly. So notice there's 2 trips at 4:55 a.m. And then another one at 5:40. Another one at 5:10. If you come down, we'll see another trip at 2:45. And that's all for the extra trips on 47. Next up is the 50, and 50 has one of the biggest changes of the whole bid. So you notice here, it's a 20-minute frequency eastbound from 4 a.m. from the service list all the way down to 11 a.m. We'll have a 20-minute headway. And then again from 2 p.m. all the way to 5 p.m. you'll have 20-minute frequencies eastbound. And then similar story for westbound. Westbound you'll only have a 40-minute frequency from 5 a.m. all the way down to 12. But then after 12 there will be a 20-minute frequency all the way down until 6 o'clock. So after 6 p.m. it'll be back to 40-minute frequency. So that's 50. For the 53, which goes from Anaheim to Irvine, there's only a there's only one extra northbound trip added here at 4:31 p.m. I think it's just one or two trips added. I'm not sure. But otherwise, not a lot of changes. There's no changes for southbound 53. And then 54. 54, there's no changes other than the fact that all buses are now, after a 3 month hiatus, they're all going back to Santiago Canyon College. On Sunday schedule only stop here in Rancho Santiago. But since campus is closed, the 54 only ends here. But now that Saturday schedule is coming back, it's also going to stop at SCC. Next up is 55. The only changes on 55 you could find are southbound, the trip at 5:11 a.m., 6:30. But otherwise, you cannot find anything else. With that, let's go on to 59. Here we go. Okay, so for 59, you'll notice that there's a, make this a little smaller. It's kind of tough to, for some reason I can't use my arrows to move the page, so I'll have to use my best to use the cursor. Here we go. So 59, you can notice here that there's box trips here, on top and bottom. Those trips only operate on Saturdays, and with, Sunday schedule only runs from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. 59. But since Saturday schedule is coming back, we'll have trips starting at 6 a.m. So that'll be a welcome treat for those who have to go from Tustin all the way to Anaheim or Orange or Santa Ana. Similarly, we can affect the 129. I'll explain that a little later. You notice on the southbound you'll see two trips southbound and Saturdays. On Sundays you only operate from 8:54 to 9:34. Another thing worth noting with 59 is, notice how, let me get the route, good picture. So notice how this part of the route goes to UC Irvine and the Irvine Business Complex. However, since the UCI campus shut down and a lot of businesses are switched to remote work, the 59 has only been serving the district at Tustin as its last stop since there isn't really any demand, because all of this area is industrial business area, so not a lot of people, there aren't really any residents living here. But it's worth noting that UCI has announced that they're coming back to campus in September. And since this schedule change goes until October, mid-October, if classes were to resume at UCI, then there's a good chance the 50-59 will be coming back down to UCI and serving, which might result in another schedule change. But given the recent increase in cases that's been happening, we'll have to monitor that situation. Along with these protests that have been happening for Black Lives Matter. Hopefully, there isn't too much of a spike in cases, because I've had movie theaters starting to open again. Not classes. We'll have to see about how this goes. Next up is 60. One of the busier routes. But there's an extra couple of trips added to the 60. You'll see it here at 6:27 a.m. You'll see there's an extra trip added. And then another trip at I don't really see any extra trips added. Eastbound. Let's go down. Yeah, westbound though, there's different. It's a different story. You'll notice westbound on the 60 from around 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. You'll notice it's a 10-minute frequency for those of you heading from Tustin to Long Beach. And then there's also a couple of trips added here at 1:38 p.m. and another one at 3:08 p.m. Both of them short line going from Westminster to Golden West. And then another trip at 6:07. So that's a 60. Next up is 64. 64, you'll have a couple of extra trips added. I'm not going to go over every one of them, but say you'll have an extra trip at 6:21 a.m. And a couple of trips added here, 2:36 p.m. 3:38 p.m. 3:53. And then same story for the eastbound. And then for the 66, which goes from Golden West Transportation Center to Irvine Valley College, is an extra trip at 4:27 a.m. And then there's one at 5:12. And there's another trip at 6:53. And so forth. And then you'll find another trip here, 5:08. So a couple of trips out of here. Westbound at 66 and then to the 70, and then there's the trip at 565. And another trip at 624. That's the 70. And then Sanctuary West. Last time was only changes. And then next trip to West. Yeah, let's see right here. 339 and 441. Stuff for 7, and that's the last one. Changes. I'll place in the whole thing in the back. This one, the first one, the second six. And this got much important. It's a route. Otherwise known as Octavusum Official. Go check out his video of that route. Goes to John Wayne Airport. Once again, you'll be able to take the 76 to get there. And then we have the 82. It goes from Rancho Sonoma Revilla to Foothill Ranch. You'll be able to go between these two places again on weekdays. A fun fact about this route, one bus does it all day. That's an hour frequency. And then the 85 is also coming back. Mission Viejo to Laguna Niguel. And then you have the 86 from Costa Mesa to Mission Viejo. In case you're wondering what's been happening to 86, there's been proposal to cut the route from Mission Viejo and only have it go to Laguna Hills. After some feedback last summer, they decided to cut the change, to not go through that change, because a lot of people, residents from Mission Viejo decided against it, since it was pretty much the only bus route going into that city. So they're glad OCT is listening to people and not cutting certain routes. And next you have the 87 from Rancho Sonoma Revilla to Laguna Niguel. Yeah, and you have the 89 Laguna Beach to Mission Viejo. I take a little season break there, so apologies. And some of the other weekday routes I want to show you. If you remember, here's the 123, the newest route that OCTA launched back in March. This route only saw about a month of operation before it was suspended for a couple of months due to the pandemic. Since it was a weekday only route, they didn't run it. So I'm glad this is coming back. There's a minor change in the frequency of this route. So it used to be a 65-minute frequency, but now it's they increased it a little bit to a 60-minute frequency. So that's a little bit of an increase from 65 minutes from when it was back when it launched. And then next is the 129. A couple of extra trips added. these ones, as of the 59, these only ran on Saturdays, so those are coming back. They also have Route 167 from Irvine all the way to Orange. The 177 from Laguna Hills to the whole ranch. The 178 from Huntington Beach to Irvine. And still have the 400 routes, 453, 463, 472, 473, and 480. And then last but not least, you have the 543. Still going to run at 25-minute frequency. And the 862. The downtown Santa Ana shuttle. So with that, folks, that was my presentation of the OC Bus June 2020 bus book. Oh, interesting. There actually isn't a back cover since it's only an ebook for this time. So, hope you guys enjoyed looking at the OC Bus June 2020 service change starting on June 14th. Just a reminder, Saturday schedule will be running every day except for Sunday. So for some routes it means increased service, but for other routes it will just mean no changes. And then some of the weekday routes are coming back. But the express routes as well as 560, 540, 529, and then some of the limited stop routes like 57X, 53X, 64X. Those aren't going to be coming back for now. That might happen in October or later. So let's just see what happens. Until then, this has been another OC Bus Fam special video. Hope you all staying safe during this pandemic. I know we're getting closer to reopening, but there's also been a recent spike in cases, so make sure to wear a mask when you're outside, especially when you're on a bus, and try to keep yourself apart from other people. And if you're going to a Black Lives Matter protest, also follow the same guidelines, and if possible, if you're starting to feel sick, try to get tested, because there's a risk going to all the protests. Exercise your rights is important, but make sure to also stay safe, because you're still in a pandemic. And for those who are wondering about my stance on the Black Lives Matter movement, I am totally against racism. I am ashamed of all the videos of all the police brutality. I was just heartbroken after seeing that video of George Floyd being in a chokehold pretty much for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. All because he was accused of using a fake $20 bill in the store. Something that you can just walk away from. But instead, he got choked to death. And then, not just one officer, there are 3 other officers that didn't even do anything to stop him. All 4 of those officers need to be prosecuted and charged to the fullest extent of law. And hopefully there's real reform happening soon. I know 2020 hasn't been the best year so far, but this might also be the year in which there might be change happening. Hopefully the end of racism as we know it. Because even though a lot of it has gone away in the last couple of decades, it still happens today. Black people being killed at a higher rate than white people, and then they're also more likely to get stopped a lot of people living in poverty more. We need to help fix that. So hopefully all of you can take action. There's resources online, petitions you can sign, but most importantly, also make sure to go vote if you can. This November, vote for people who are going to help get rid of racism, fighting for change, social justice, no more racial inequality. So that's my little rant about the whole Black Lives Matter. So till then, I hope you all stay safe and hope to see more, enjoy some more videos coming your way coming soon. So till then, the OC Bus fan signing off.